Is honey healthy? In this short video, I want to highlight 3 common mistakes many people make when it comes to honey. Welcome to the Habits Pharmacy, where habits become medicine. I'm Dr. Chan, your host. In the course of my work, whether at my clinic or at the many Habits as Medicine training and coaching programs that I run, coaching people to modify and improve their dietary habits to prevent and better control lifestyle and diet-related medical conditions, the topic of honey is often brought up. There are 3 common mistakes that I often see many people make with regards to honey. The first is a very common mistake that I see many people make with superfoods or foods that have a reputation of being rich in certain nutrients or have certain health promoting properties. And that is that they only see or focus only on the good stuff, whether intentionally or unknowingly. So when it comes to honey, many people selectively focus only on the fact that honey is a natural sweetener, that it has more vitamins and minerals than table sugar, that honey may have some antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties or other health-promoting properties, and not paying enough attention to the fact that at the end of the day, honey is still largely sugar, has a glycemic index similar to table sugar, and may still cause unhealthy blood sugar spikes. I have a video where I covered this topic in greater detail. You can watch that after this. I shall leave the link in the notes below. So that is the first and most common mistake that many people make with regards to honey. The second mistake that I often see people make is that they fail to factor in, they fail to give enough consideration to their own glucose tolerance levels and whether they are already having poor or suboptimal blood sugar control. And therefore, whether honey, even with all its nutrients and health benefits, will still lead to unhealthy spikes in their blood sugar. That means, even though honey may not lead to unhealthy blood sugar spikes in most people, most of the time, it may not be true for people with poor glucose tolerance, people with already poor blood sugar control. The third mistake I often see people make is that they do not give enough consideration to their current dietary habits quality, especially their overall level of intake of sugar and carbohydrates. In the course of my work, coaching and training people to change and improve their diets for health, I see that many people, not just people with diabetes, are already taking excessive, unhealthy amounts of sugar and carbohydrates in their diets. And yet, instead of focusing on cutting down on the excessive intake of sugar and carbohydrates to healthier levels, they get distracted by the healthy halo of honey and its nutrient contents and health benefits, wrongly thinking that switching from table sugar to using honey as their go-to sweetener is good enough without having to cut down their overall sugar and carbohydrate intake. So, if you are already having too much sugar and carbohydrates in your diet, it is not good enough to just switch to healthier sweeteners that have more nutrients and some health benefits such as honey. You should instead focus on bringing down your overall levels of intake of sugar and carbohydrates to levels that are healthier and more appropriate for your needs and level of glucose tolerance. So, these are the 3 common mistakes I often see people make when it comes to honey. Number 1, they see only the good stuff, that they get distracted by the healthy halo of honey, that it is a natural sweetener with more nutrients and some health benefits, without being equally mindful that honey is still sugar with a GI that is similar to table sugar and may still cause unhealthy blood sugar spikes in certain people in certain circumstances. Mistakes number 2 and 3 are that they do not give enough consideration to their own state of health and overall eating habits quality. That people with severe or poorly controlled diabetes and people eating a poor diet with already excessive intake of sugar and carbohydrates may still get unhealthy levels of blood sugar spikes from honey. Sometimes I would tell my patients this analogy, comparing table sugar and honey. That if table sugar is a credit card, then honey is a credit card with lower interest rates, with free gifts and other good to have card benefits thrown in, and hence regarded as a better credit cards. And although it is okay to use credit cards, some people, especially people who are already heavily in debt and people who have very poor money management habits, should perhaps be more mindful of, reduce their use of, or even refrain from using credit cards, even those credit cards with lower interest rates and many freebies and card benefits. I hope you have found this video useful. If you're interested to watch my other videos related to this topic, you can click the links here or in the notes below. Let habits be thy medicine. I'm Dr. Chan. Eat well and be well.